Hey everybody, welcome back to part 2 of this redstone boogaloo. Today we are looking at an upgrade of the improvement that we had made on Spore's design. As you can see, we now reach a full 7 blocks of height instead of the 6 blocks that we had previously. The way we do this is by just using a double piston extender for the slime block and also a double piston extender for the soul sand extender. The basic principle is very simple for this. When you want to retract this or put it in an off mode, you would first just retract this one, then send the pulls on this one, so the slime block goes down here. When you then extend the soul sand one block, you can see we have the exact same setup that we had in the machine we made yesterday, which means, we can activate that circuit and get it back to the normal position. It would look something a little bit like this, where there would be water here. You then retract that, pull back the bottom piston, and then send the pulls in the middle one. This way the soul sand piston is now fully extended back, or like pulled inwards, which means you can now reactivate the bottom one, which will just go on its natural cycle again if you would then also activate the clock. Here we find ourselves at the automated machine, basically. The way that I made this is by creating two circuits. The top circuit is basically just the exact same machine as we have already created in the previous video. The only difference being now the clock is disconnected, and these circuits that we have now are adapted for the double piston extenders that we need, instead of just the singular ones that we were using in the previous version. The top circuit is just a way to have the arrow be thrown through the water and to catch it in this infinite bubble column for infinite duration, that they will never despawn, basically. Then if you want to activate it, you would deactivate the bubble column and then activate the piston extender for the slime to start bouncing it up on the timer that you would want. Currently it's in Geyser mode. That means when we want to transition to the other side, we'd first deactivate the bottom portion, which does the double piston extender thing of pulling the slime block down. Then we activate the other one, which we have already seen in the previous version. It's just throwing up the arrow through the water, catching it, and then we have it. That's basically it. When we want to transition back, we do the reverse order. So we would first deactivate the water thing with the soul sand, and then once that's fully back, we would be able to activate this thing, which is just a bottom circuit to extend the slime block piston. And then, as you can see, it will launch a full 7 blocks of height. There we go. Very nice. It is honestly very nice. This is like the perfect height. I think if it would be even higher, it almost feels like it's too high. Not to say that this would be the perfect machine, but it is, for me at least, in terms of believability, with all the effects you can see jumping up around the corners and all those things, that this is almost the limit, I think, of what would be feasible to do. To show you the full machine in action on activation, which is here, it caught the arrow. And then if you would want to activate it, you see everything with the soul sand circuit gets activated first. That's due to the instant breaking of the circuit with this piston block over here. And then a few ticks later, the other circuit also starts, which starts extending the piston extenders so that they can start doing their geyser loop thing. Now if you want to disconnect it, as you can see here, the piston extender got deactivated first. It got pulled back, which put it in a safe position. So now the soul sand extenders could get into place, and then once everything was into place, it was one final pulse that does the same thing that we had in the previous video, is throwing the arrow up and catching it. That is basically all. I have a compactor version over here. But I'll go around a few times so the people who would want to recreate this can take a good look from all angles at what this would do, which circuits are going where. I can explain it way more in depth, but I feel like, you know, unless you're actually trying to recreate this, that might not be needed or something. If you know, if you want to have this information, I can try and make a tutorial on how to make this, but I hope this is enough with the explanation of how the mechanics and the circuits should be working, that you can take this information and figure it out for yourself, because this is also a bedrock version and I have no idea how it works in Java version. Anyway, let's hop over back to my survival realm so we can see how this looks like implemented with some environment. Welcome back everybody to my survival world, where I just finished implementing not one, but two geysers. Each implemented in their own chunk, meaning the mechanisms are fully separated in their own chunks. I can, with the flick of a button, this one deactivates this one. As you can see now, it does a little jumpy. This is in here, and then the flick of the second button, I can also deactivate the second one, which we'll see in a second. It's gonna pop up. Boom. Now we have them floating in stasis modes, where they'll be suspended indefinitely. They'll never despawn. We will reactivate them real quick, and I'll take a little distance. It looks very good in my opinion. It's super high. It reaches almost over the cliffs, which is, I was almost finding it concerning based on the way that I had built this place before. But in hindsight, oh, I'm so glad that we have been able to figure out, like, at least another final block that we could add to this geyser height. It's also way more quiet than I had in the previous version, where it was launching constantly. This time it's only launching once every clock cycle, and that also reduces the lag a lot. I was noticing beforehand, I had some FPS drops while I was around this area, due to the blocks always constantly updating every second, or every tick even. But now it's just only when we turn them off or on, and only once every clock cycle for the rest. So I'm really glad that we have been able to make this. Again, such an improvement. And thank you again, everybody, for working with me on this and giving the inspiration. And like, you know, famous YouTuber Dumbo Jumbo once said, I'm totally chuffed to bits with this. So hope you all enjoyed this as well, and I'll see you guys on another day. Bye.